Hello there, I'm another Magento dev. Welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to look at adding custom fields, is probably the best way to put it. Adding fields to Magento page builder components. And I'm going to give you a use case. So I'm doing a lot of work, or I'm doing a lot of research on how to get the best out of the Magento page builder in terms of performance, as you can sort of see here. Now, one of the things that sort of came up in my testing was that the image field, you know, the I'll bring it up. The image component doesn't have a place, sort of a space in it, or the custom fields to add an explicit height and width, which seems like it's an important thing for page speed. Now, these images at the top, these are backgrounds, so I don't need to worry about them. Although I'm to and from whether I need to make actual image tags. You see this tag here? This is now I've added, because I tested this before I started recording. I added these fields and then added this block with these fields. So width there and height there, that explicit block. And as you can see from my Lighthouse scores, it's not that shabby, is it? As you can see, it is one of the things, you've probably seen this, image elements have explicit width and height. Obviously, if you haven't done that, it comes up as a red here. Now, I don't necessarily know how much of an impact this has, but it looks to me like it is something missing from the page builder, because if I was to add images through the WYSIWYG editor, or like the text one, I'll show you. So if I just jump into this landing page that I'm creating here, groceries landing. Once it loads up for us. Right, if I was to add, so let's just jump into the page builder. So these are background images with a background image on a column, which seems like a quite performance friendly way of going about things. Ignore the fact the different sizes, I'm just experimenting. This is, see the image field here. But and that's an image field as well. But if I was to add a block, say for example, if I just remove this for a second, and I add an image field, I add the same image, but I add it into the text field. Well, it gives you the opportunity to do it, but that's not necessarily the way you'd want to do it. You know what I mean? And it can lead to other issues. So say for example, I wanted to add that image of the toilet rolls back in. Add selected. I can say, look, I want it to be 300 by 200, which is decent enough, right? It's going to give me the same effect, so that's not too bad. But it'd be nice if the image field had fields to do the same thing, define the width and the height for desktop. Now, we can go a little bit further and do it for mobile as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. And it's really good, actually. Magento gives you some good toolage. Horrible word. Toolage to do it. I don't know if it is a word. I think I made it up. It's disgusting. So it's good, right? So we have a little command line thingamajiggy. Look at this. So this is how you extend an appearance. Obviously, there's some good docs here. Give it a search on the old internet, and you can, if you've got MPX installed, which I do, you can use MPX to get this going. Now, you do need to be in the app code directory, because this is going to add you a module, like a module skeleton, if you like, to the app code directory. So I'll just jump into app code. Did I jump into the wrong folder there? I certainly did. Open integrated terminal. There we go. App code directory. And then I'm going to run npx and then this command here, which you can find in the docs. And it's just going to do its thing, and then it gives you a bit of a wizard to set it up. But as always with the docs from Adobe, they're well, they're shite. They're just shite. They don't give you enough information really. So I've had to figure this out. So that's why I'm doing this video, to pass that on to you guys. Because well, they don't have anything in the docs about adding anything to the image, component. It's just for the banner component, and these things in examples all very well, but there's still plenty of work to do. So I want to extend. So obviously this one gives you the opportunity to add something brand new, which I'll do a video on in the future, but at the moment we're going to concentrate on extending. And then you can extend all of these things. Look, these are all the different components from within Magento, which is pretty neat, isn't it? So I'm going to go image, and you got to put it in Pascal case. So it was Adam on it, was my vendor, and my extension I'm going to call it PB image in PB. Bravo image, page builder image, description, add image height and width. Yeah, so as you can see, it's still on the front end because I'd added that field before, like, but I'll just show you like it doesn't appear. So it's there because I added it before, but if I was to add a new one, it wouldn't give me this option, because you could see in the back end there's no options, there's no fields for me to enter that information, because I removed the module to be able to add it again, to be able to show you. But I can show you, look, there's definitely nothing on the mobile one, and it'd be good to add one for the mobile one, because obviously you might want to add different sizes for the mobile one. It might be a squarer image or something like that, so you might want to add different sizes, because the page speed test for mobile still checks for that, by the way. So it's or the lighthouse test, whatever the kids are calling it nowadays. So what I would say is that we'll do both. So here we go. So it gives you a bit of boilerplate to play around with, and these are the files that you want to take note of. We've got image XML, we've got the image form, which you can imagine that's UI component in the back end. We've seen this sort of folder and this type of thing before, and then we've got the front end templates, master and preview. Now preview is obviously the preview in the back end if you wanted to add your field to that as well. You don't have to, and master is what's output on the front end, and it's just a bit of sort of, you know, a bit of templating code that you can pass variables into, and it's really quite easy to do once you know where to look for stuff. As always, you've got to know where to look, and it gives you some hints. So in here it says, look, Magento page builder, view, admin HTML page builder, content type, image. So this is where I would start. I would go into, because on this channel we show you the working out, and I would go into Magento folder. I would go into module page builder, because that's analogous to Magento page builder there. Module page builder, where are we? Module page builder, view, admin scope, and then it was content type, was it web? Page builder, content type, and then they're all in here, look, all of these sort of default ones. So this gives you a good idea, right? So height and width, it's sort of an attribute, in it. It's an attribute that I want to put onto the image tag, the img tag. So I can use these as sort of a good guide, really. And look, I've got my desktop image and I've got my mobile image as well. So I think what I'll do is I will paste this in and then delete out what I don't need. Is probably the best way to go about it, because then I'm not going to get any sort of termination errors or anything like that. So I'm going to start with type image. Now I know I don't need all this stuff on the image, because, well, I'm only extending, so I don't need all this. So I'm going to start from appearances and I'm going down to appearances. There. And I'm going to bang that in appearances and get rid of that, because I don't need this. I don't think. Nah, I don't need that. Get rid of that. Right, and then I'm going to get rid of the stuff I don't need. So appearances needs a name. That's like a mandatory. Basically, whatever was there, I'm going to keep. So that was there. Element needs a name. So I'm just going to get rid of these. The docs actually explain, if you can be asked to read them, and I'm not the biggest reader, so you might want to go do that yourself. And it explains the different nodes here, like style, when to use style, but it looks quite obvious that they're styles. So they're going to go into style equals tag. Attributes are going to be just, as if you're using, say for example in jQuery, ATTR attribute. And attributes are going to be spat out like that. So I'm going to get rid of those and leave them two for now. I'm going to get rid of main because it means nothing to me right at this point. And I'm going to do the same thing in mobile as well because I want to add the same things to both. Element there as well, get rid of that. Get rid of that for now. So I just want it all to sort of line up. I'm going to get rid of converters because I don't need those for now. So I only want to basically interact or talk about the bits that I'm extended, right? So alt's a good candidate. So the reason I've chose alt and title, just to cover it off, is because it's an attribute the same. Look, you can see in mobile here we've got alt and title. I haven't filled them in, so they're just like hanging there. But I want to spit out the attributes, and I noticed that when I was working in this file, not this file, this file, no, not that file. Where's it gone? Master. It spits out all the attributes like any JavaScript framework, basically, like Vue.js, any of them. And you basically got, that's analogous to like jQuery, isn't it? jQuery's attribute, if you want to add an attribute like prop or something to, Magento prop has its own shit example. But basically, if you want to add an attribute to a tag, so not a style, an attribute, and it's going to spit them all out here, attributes. And I think that's basically fishing them from here. Look, it's fishing them from attributes. These here. So I need to think of some. So this is the sort of the back end name. So I want to have 4 different ones. They're all going to be height and width. So I've got to differentiate. So I'm going to have desktop width. I'm going to have desktop height. And then this is what it spits out. So I'm going to have height here, and I'm going to have width here. And I'm basically going to do the same thing here. So let's see, probably not even quicker to do this, but I've done it now. Right, and then I'm going to have mobile width, and then I'm going to have mobile height to cover off each tag, right? Because I want different, there's a possibility I want different sizes for each. So this is what's going to be put onto the tag. So I still want those to be height and width. Right. Now it's time to edit the back end and put something into the form. So I'm going to get rid of these fields because this is, like I said, I was doing it for paid performance. It's for performance reasons. So I'm going to put them in the SEO section. Now again, where do I start? Where do I start doing this? Right, so where I start is I find the existing UI component for image. Oh, there it is. And I have a look at the SEO section, and I just copy it in, and then get rid of the stuff that I don't want. Right, there we go. I don't think I won't put sort order on it because it's already there. So obviously I don't need this because that's already going to be there in the admin. I'm only extending, as I keep saying. Now this is the one for alt. This is the one for title attribute. Okay, right. So I'm gonna basically go over the top of this. So first one I'm going to say is desktop, and this is going to be the same as what it was in this file here. Desktop width, desktop height. Move this to the front so I don't click on the wrong one. Yeah, that's the right one. Desktop width, and then the title of it. So I'm going to call it desktop width. Validation, and then I'm going to say desktop height. Nope, no, I'm not. That's going to go there. Go there. Desktop height. That's 10, that's 20, so that's going to be below that. But I might just, if 10 and 20 was the other ones, I might make this 30 and 31, maybe. See if that works. Should be alright. And then I'm going to grab these and I'm going to create a couple for the mobile as well. So I'm going to say mobile width, mobile height, and then I'm going to say 32 and 33 so they can be below. Okay, right. So that should be all we need, because everything else is going to output the way I would expect it to. I don't need to change anything on these, I don't think. And then just to show you, front end is basically just the CSS. But again, if you're editing CSS, it might get a bit more complicated. But if you're editing CSS, you should know what you're doing. You can go in and you can make changes or sort of extend these files here if you need to. I don't think that's going to be too difficult to get around once you've done this setup part. And then I'm just going to come out of there, and I'm going to run the big for. Everything's saved in it. Yeah, I'm going to run the big for. So while this is running, by the way, I've got a live stream coming out tomorrow, which is going to cover how I was able to get 100 performance page speed scores using the Magento page builder with essentially very little in terms of customizations. I'm going to be busting a few Magento myths, so hopefully you can join us for that live. It's going to be tomorrow if you're watching this video on Tuesday the 16th of August. The live stream is on Wednesday the 17th of August at midday GMT. If not, if it's after these dates, if you are in the future, then the live stream will come up at the end of this video. And in fact, I might put it on a card just up there. Great. Let's have a look if... No, it's not gone through yet. Okay, we're done. If you see Richie and Eddie, it ain't gone well. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so far so good. Right then, let's have a look at an image. There we go. It's remembered what I put in last time as well. Remembered those have been disappeared. So now, say for example, I wanted 300 by 300 on mobile. Probably don't. But just to show you, so it was the soup image. Let's have a look. Okay, I think it might have done it. Yeah, 300. You see that there? Zoom right in, look. There, look. 300 by 300. So it's added the correct tags to mobile. As I say, you might not want to do that. You might obviously want to put different tags. But anyway, it illustrates a point. So that's how you, that's how you do that. Now that's pretty cool, because obviously some of these, I think, you know, if you're used to things like WordPress and advanced custom fields, the Magento page builder I've been working on the last couple of days in a lot more sort of detail, and do you know what? I'm really impressed with it. It is pretty good. But there's a few areas where experienced devs should be able to go in there and tweak it to be able to really maximise what it can do. Also, the benefit of using an image over a background image is you can get the old WebP with the Euro. I've got another video on that. I'll put that up on a card now. And okay, that's that. If you've got any questions, bang them in the comments. If you like this content and you like my channel, please like the video. Subscribe, obviously, if you're not already. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you either in the live stream next or the live stream tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you then. Ta-ra.